So this is a bit of this kind of a series of lines, structural lines, positioned as a ceiling component that gives this very interesting kind of a structural network in the top of the space. So I recommend that you bring the stuff from Revit to Rhino, meaning the top floor and the bottom floor, those two things, and probably the walls that define the boundaries of the thing. No, so one, I'm not sure how big or how small they are, but they're going to be something like this that you would bring. The floor would be something like that. Again, I'm just speculating right now on how it looks, but I think you will get an idea. And let's imagine we have a wall here. Here, okay, something like that. And obviously this will come with layers, much better. But let's imagine you want something up there. You will have a better defined space. Well, I would definitely recommend layering this. So we can just call this like a ceiling component or something like that. And you can call one lines and give it a color. What I would start is like, maybe as a wireframe, going to the top view, say where this is, where are they located? Like you can place a rectangle and say, well, I want them like here or there, whatever environment. So you know pretty much what is the boundary of the thing, no? Change object. Okay, so now we have this boundary, and this, again, this rectangle, I made it either there on the top or it could be on the bottom, doesn't matter. This is just to kind of measure where they're going to be placed. You can start placing network of lines, and they could be polylines. So it could be polylines, and you can start doing, I'm not sure, because I obviously can't see the entire project, you probably know better than I do, but you can start maybe without snapping to anything, start doing things like this, like V shapes. Oops. Let me work in the layer. V shapes and enter. I'm gonna say it's crazy, but what you could do is start copying with the gumball on. You can press Alt, start copying these guys and rotating a bit and moving. You can press Alt again, rotate and move. Copy these guys, rotate and move. Maybe you don't want to move so much or so many of them yet, because what we're going to do now is take a look at this in 3D space. They're all placed on the C plane on the bottom. What we can do is move to the 4 views, select in plan each polyline, and well, again, maybe you want to move these guys, sorry, to the top, move vertically, snap. There. So I move them up there. So now I can select in the plan, select one of the points and move those, and look at how it's appearing in the right view and in the front view. So now that I see, maybe those have to be moved vertically. No, so now they're exactly on the ceiling component, no? Again, now you start selecting only the points of the corners. I don't know if, because I think it looked like V shapes coming down, which I think is the beauty of that kind of a project that you saw. And they could be coming, as you can see here on the right in the front, they could be coming a little bit further down, coming very little, very much. You probably have an idea of how high you want them to be so that nobody hits them with their head. So we have this guy is the only one missing. And this guy. No, that was correct. Okay. Obviously, you can do this number. You can even do more just by simply copying again, rotating again. Maybe you push it against the wall here. Maybe there are too many there, too little less, or you can start obviously completing this in many, many ways. Maybe they're not too symmetrical, I see, so you can start selecting some of them, shifting and moving from the front view. So they start looking a bit more like fresher, as in. Okay, so you kind of play with those, and then there's a tool that we can do. I wouldn't do the swipe, the sweep or anything. I would just you select all of those lines, not the rectangles, and I will do what is called the pipe command. Enter. Pipe basically gives a radius, which is very simple because sweeping is quite tricky. And you can say pipe radius of, I'm not sure the scale I'm working, so you have, when you hear this recording, just make sure that you know the dimensions exactly. But I'm going to try 1 for now, but it's probably very big. Yes, so let me do pipe again. Let's go to 0.1 maybe. Okay, let's say 0.1, but again, you have to check these ones properly, you know. And it would be something like that, probably a little thinner, but that would be, you know, this essence that you're trying to give it. What do we do after this? Well, we don't need this stuff, so we can either hide these things. We don't need that one. We can put in a different layer, hide it as well. We don't need the lines, so there's a way of selecting lines by select lines only, and then bring them into another layer and turn off. So basically, you only want the solids that come out of the piping system. Okay, so you have those. You don't want to move them, even though you hit the rest. You don't want to move them because when you place them into Revit, you want them exactly where they have to be, no? And that's the moment where you do, as you probably have done already, port selected, SAT, as you know, bring it into Revit. And I recommend that you bring it as a new kind of a ceiling component, because it is a ceiling, and that way you won't interfere with your generic models in terms of materiality. And you can assign them the same way we assign the material for the other generic model. You can assign the wood through manage. What is the object style, and then go to the ceiling component and assign material there. That's the way I will do it.